Well, Samoans there going in from the side, Justin Purdy.
Team going forward.
But nevertheless, Samoa will get the put in at the scrummage.
Well, I talk about these areas as contact areas. I think they're more appropriate to call them collision areas, the way people are piling into these ruts and mauls this evening.
Yeah, the Samoans renowned for their ferocious tackling, but the USA are competing equally.
Touch. Pause. I warned you as well, Blue.
Free kick for the United States. You made the point before, David, that Samoa, although outstanding athletes, they're not terribly well organised when it comes to the scrummage. Nice little chip through there. Well taken by Logie Crichton, but he loses possession, and once again that man Todd Clever is right there on the spot to put Samoa under pressure.
First one.
Well, good refereeing by Wayne Barnes there. I think Logie Crichton was the first one to transgress with a little knock forward in the tackle there.
Until I say engage, and then
you'll give the pass. I think that's probably about the first mistake he's made all night. He's had a smashing game, and then the ball goes forward there. He comes back, and it's a great attacking position for the American scrum.
So look at this. Chad Erskine, the American scrum half. That's Lewis Stanfield, another outstanding back row forward. But just trying to, he's taken a huge belt on the cheek there, hasn't he?
It's a real dunt there, isn't it?
Yeah. But a little bit of planning going on as far as the USA are concerned. Now, you've got to try and conjure something up here. Number 8 just having a little look.
Number 3's feet just went away.
Junior Polu is very quickly around there to stop a potential attack by the USA, but they'll have to do it all over again.
A bit closer. Both sides closer. It's wet.
Here's the second row of the Samoans. Lafali and Kane Thompson. Now, number 8 tries to go again. And that was fairly predictable, and Junior Polu there stood his ground. The Americans now on the Samoan 22. The captain trying to put one across. That was a bit of a wild kick, wasn't he? He was off balance when he made the kick, and that really was no advantage to the USA at all.
No, it was a poor kick. I think the intention was right. I've seen quite a few of these cross kicks going in. The Samoan left winger Tuilangi actually infield quite a long way, but there was no pressure on him there.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange decision actually to put a kick over to that side when you've got Tuilangi there, who's big and physical. And USA may have wasted a chance. Meanwhile, they're taking it on from a good line out. Gained about 4 or 5 meters already, and that just gives them room to clear their lines, and they presumably will contest this next line out. That's Sapolu, plays for Bath, which of course is a club you used to play for, David.
Indeed.
Just give yourself a bit of room.
It's a much more cosmopolitan club nowadays than of course Dan Lyle, the American number 8, used to play at Bath as well.
That's right.
A lot of cats for the Eagles. Straight.
Well, it was the advantage was immediately snapped up by Samoa, but Elvis Seviali couldn't quite get his hands to it. Good little switch there by the fullback Logie Crichton. So Samoa once more. That went way across the field, and look at that prop forward move. That was Census Johnson. Tuilangi turning Ngwenya inside out there, and all of a sudden Samoa are down in the United States 22. Well, the hands of Elvis Seviali haven't been absolutely great today. Logie Crichton goes over the advantage line, and all of a sudden the United States find themselves under quite a lot of pressure again. Little dummy run there. That looked a little bit forward. It goes back to the big man Kane Thompson, who scores underneath the post. And that was a concerted bit of play by Samoa. And the United States for the last minute and a half or so have just been on the back foot all the time. So the men in blue get another try.
Good call.
Well, a brilliant piece of running again. It was the wee man, Sapola, at fly half. Little sure of the ball. Just too much pace. And then good inside pass there to Kane Thompson. And you kind of wonder what a big second row is doing as a support runner there, first receiver. But lovely inside pass. American defense just checked slightly there. Oh, he's delighted.
Absolutely. Plays in New Zealand. And before this World Cup, he'd only had 3 caps. And you can tell by the reaction from the crowd there. After 37 3/4 minutes, it's an extra 2 points for the fullback. So we're up to 22 points now to the USA's 3.
And talking about momentum going into the break, that's where the momentum shifts. Great hands, lovely hands there.
Well, certainly Sapolu there created the space for his lock forward, and those guys will be absolutely delighted with the situation here. The USA restart. 3 tries by Samoa in this first 38 minutes of play, and they're on the attack once more. That's a huge kick downfield. The American fullback Chris Wiles just lets it run, and it'll be a 22 dropout.
Well, not a bad idea. I mean, it puts the Americans right back in their own half. A couple of minutes or a minute or so on the clock in the first half. It's very difficult. Going to be very difficult for them to get up and score a try and get Samoa to concede a penalty.
Well, certainly at 15-3, it wasn't out of the question they could come back, but 22-3. That is 19 points, and so that's almost 3 converted tries worth of deficit. And certainly Chris Wiles, the American fullback, was under a huge amount of pressure there. Knocked forward. In fact, it was Mike Hercus, the American captain.
Thank you.
Loki Crichton being quite vocal to his teammates there, and this presumably will be the last set piece of the. And number 8 couldn't quite get his hands on it there by Luga. So some untidy ball.
Just give a little, that's good. Thank you.
Finally tidied up by Samoa. With a chip through. United States under pressure. And the half tackle there by Fa'atu. That was almost out of the Americans' reach. We're over 40 minutes. That is the end of the first half. And quite a half it was for Samoa, David.
Well, it is one try away from the bonus point already. They'll be very pleased. And what has been outstanding has been the quality of the rugby in these poor conditions.
$22 points to 3, Samoa leading, and well, 1 or 2 patches of the first half not been terribly enthralling, but Samoa, I think, have certainly played their best rugby of the World Cup so far. And as we suggested right within the first 5 minutes of the game, why on earth haven't they been able to play like this throughout the previous 3 games they've played? This, of course, is Samoa's last game of the World Cup, and the USA, dare I say it, they have South Africa to play after this one. But anyway, that's for another time. There is the conversion rate of the kicking, and the tries scored, of course, 3-0 in favour of Samoa, and 3 good tries there were too.
Yeah, they were good tries, well created, well orchestrated, and for me, Fuimano Sapola, the Samoan fly half, has been at the heart of everything good that Samoa have done this evening. There he is there, great hands, little soft hands, bringing the big number 8 into the game. But the Americans, you know, you just don't sense that they really have a coherent game plan. I mean, I think they've got some good strike runners out wide. You know, Nguyen's got lots of pace. Salesi Sika, big strong boy, but they've not been brought into the game at all.
There are the statistics of the first half, and certainly the tackle count, as far as the USA are concerned, is much, much higher than that of Samoa. And I guess that just reflects the amount of possession that Samoa have had.
Well, it's sort of 2/3 to 1/3 possession and territory in favour of Samoa, and I think reflected in the scoreline. They've looked the more incisive team, the more ambitious team, certainly, and you know, bringing their quality runners into the game. Here we are, Loki Crichton. He maybe should have released Tuilangi there. Tuilangi, I think, is another one who's having his best game of the tournament this evening. He's the big number 8, who I think's making a big impact in the forwards. You know, another big, strong ball carrier.
Yeah, he certainly is. Alfie Va'aluga, and really has played very well. That was where Mike Hercus, the American captain, was absolutely flattened, but he was soon back on his feet. And number 8, they're just asking questions. And this is where the hooker Owen Lentz was caught pretty flat-footed in defence, and one or two defensive errors have certainly led to the demise of the USA. Equally, the Samoan midfield sometimes have found things difficult too.
Yeah, but there's just snatches of brilliance when there is half a gap there. Samoa go for it, and they go for it with total commitment, and they're bringing the support runners into play, which is you know, just brilliant. I mean, this was a crazy call to my view. I mean, if you're gonna throw it long, throw it to a big donkey rather than your inside centre. And Esekia was just dispossessed, and well taken score by Samoa there. But you know, the Americans only have themselves to blame for that one.
Well, it was Lomi Fa'atu who just sprinted around Salesi Sika. One step, two step and over, despite the attentions of Chris Wiles, the American fullback. And the next try, well, that came on the opposite wing. Look out for Elisana Tuilangi on this one. He weighs something like 110 kilos, if not more. Great little break there by Sapolu. And Tuilangi slid over. He had such momentum going forward. It just carried him over the line, and after a bit of an inquest from the television official, the try was given. Nice try, though.
It was a lovely try. It came from, you know, good quick ball off the line out off the set piece, which again against England was a real struggle for Samoa. They really struggled in the set piece, but good ball off the top this time, and then recycled ball reasonably quickly in the midfield, and bringing Sapolo, who made that lovely break again, into the game. And no mistake with Tuilangi, just a huge amount of momentum carrying him over.
Then we had a penalty from Lockie Crichton, the Worcester Warriors and Worcester Warriors. Getting tongue-tied, I do beg your pardon. That was returned in kind by Mike Hercus. So the first score there for the United States. But then another try was set up very nicely. The prop forward, Census Johnson, was involved in this move. Junior Polu, the scrum half, had his arm aloft saying, "I'm here." And he set up this nice move here. And once again, fly half, Sapolu offering options. I think Loki Crichton has switched to fullback. He seems to be more involved now from the fullback position than he has been you know, when he's been playing number 10.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, obviously he had to switch to fullback when Gavin Williams was injured, but you just wonder what the best three-quarter combination is for Samoa. I think Williams in the centre would be great. You know, it'd be great to see him, because Lockie Crichton's, you know, well, this evening's had a fantastic game, and Sapolo is directing and orchestrating Samoa brilliantly from fly half, and you know, enabling them to play the sort of game that is typical of Samoa. You know, lovely little shows of the ball, good interpassing, keeping the ball alive. and sort of really expressing themselves in the way that South Sea Island rugby sides tend to do.
And that try there by Kane Thompson, the Highlanders' second row forward, plays in New Zealand. Well, once again set up, as you said, David, by the number 10, and he really has got beautiful hands, hasn't he?
Oh, he has. He's playing very, very well this evening, and